Indiana Statehouse this morning, always busy during a budget setting session, and the many ways that different groups come out to the lawmakers and try to make certain that they're paying attention to things other than just how much we're going to spend in the years ahead. Today is, for instance, Sickle Cell Awareness Day at the Statehouse. Kisha Hampton knows all about it. She leads sickle cell efforts with Innovative Hematology. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Tell me what your hope is today. What will we see from this window of 11 to 2?
So we hope to secure more funding for sickle cell disease, and specifically talk to the people at the State House in regards to expanding the Children's Special Health Care Services program to past 21 so that people can have medical coverage.
Do you get a sense of whether the lawmakers are open to this? Sometimes when you go in with a notion of, oh, this is an uphill fight, or there's some momentum, do you have a sense of it?
Well, we do have a lot of congressmen who do support, and women who support our cause, and they're constantly helping us to make sure that we can get the things that we need. So we'll see.
We'll see, yeah. That's what these days are all about. Let's talk a little bit about sickle cell disease, sickle cell trait, and there are corners of the community, the black community knows quite well what we're talking about. Other communities and organizations may not be quite familiar with sickle cell. It's a very serious issue. Kind of walk us through the problem.
Right. So sickle cell is the most commonly genetic inherited disorder. It affects the red blood cells in the hemoglobin, and the hemoglobin in the red blood cells. So our normal red blood cells are round, but when you have sickle cell disease, the blood cells take on a sickle or a crescent moon shape, and these blood cells die fast, and they don't move through the blood vessels. It's easy. So people with sickle cell disease experience a lot of pain and a lot of organ damage due to the cells sickling and clogging up the blood vessels.
So let's talk a little bit about sort of the life cycle that you go through. If you may have a genetic marker for it, you may know family members have it. How does diagnosis first present itself, or is it testing at this point that people get first and find out about it?
Yes, so the only way for a person to know if they have the sickle cell trait, the carrier state, is through testing, because it usually doesn't cause any problems. But all children here in the U.S. are screened at birth for sickle cell disease, regardless of race. And when we find out, the treatment and the care starts immediately, and problems can occur as early as 6 months, which would be pain and swelling in the hands and the feet of the infants.
You mentioned that you're lobbying lawmakers to help with the program, clearly that would help the younger people. Dive into that a little bit more. What is it? What does it aim to do, and how could more state money help in it?
Okay, so right now, most of the people who have sickle cell are on Medicaid, and when people get to the age of 18, the Medicaid usually stops, or children may be on their parents' insurance, and the children's program is a different type of insurance besides Medicaid that a person can have. So if we expand the children's program, that means that people that would normally not qualify for Medicaid could qualify for insurance that would cover not only their basic health care, but also their care for sickle cell.
We know more than once in a while, some of our friends watching at home are inspired by things like this. You have a day today. Do you have all the folks you need? Would you like people to show up down there midday? What's the ambition?
We would like as many people as possible to come. We will have a lot of our sickle cell warriors, as we call them, on the mic talking about their needs and their challenges that they have, and any support that we could have there in person, any support that we could have throughout the year can greatly make the difference.
Second floor, South Atrium at the State House. Cool overview too, so it's another good reason to head down there.
Yes.
We sure appreciate your time this morning, and we'll be interested to watch today to see if you make some leeway with the lawmakers there.
Okay.
Sometimes